So I do have one more topic that we need to touch on
Yeah.
before we get out of here, and that's and I've talked about it a little bit, but I didn't go in depth when I wanted to jump on it Sunday night just to talk about it while it was fresh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but I only did like 10 minutes max. I don't even know if I went that long. Firefly. Firefly's coming back. You know,
Well, maybe.
well, maybe that's the other side of this is everybody screaming Firefly's back, but they haven't actually sold their pilot yet.
Yeah. This was quite the roller coaster that I went on with this. So, I love Nathan Fillion and I love Firefly. I watched Firefly famously for the podcast, and that's one of our better series. I highly recommend going back and listening to. Just that David watches Firefly for the first time, and then we all talk about it. And there have been talks for years about a Firefly revival. There have been comics that were going on for a long time.
Comics and graphic novels, and
Graphic,
I
yeah,
think maybe even a novel.
probably. And the actors have always said, "Yeah, we'd love to do it. Yeah, we'd love to do it." So Nathan Fillion is probably at the peak of his career right now, fame wise.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, like he just did, Guy Gardner, and then and The Rookie is a huge show on TV. The new season's out right now. It's really good. He's great in it. And so, like, if there's any time ever that he has any pull at all to say, "Hey, a new show starring me, this might make money," it's
Yeah,
now. So he does this thing. I think the first one was who was the first one to answer the door? I don't remember.
pretty sure it was Gina.
It was Gina. Yeah. So he's going to all the cast members' houses. It's clearly just shot on his iPhone, knocking
Right.
on their door, and they open it, and he's like, "You ready?" And it's like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa! Something's happening. Something's happening." Firefly revival, and like every day it was a new one, new one, new one. I think the last one was Alan Tudyk with because that
The
was the big
last
one.
one, the last one was Alan, because that was the one they held out on, and he shows up and says, I'm not going to do this without you.
Yeah, exactly. Because of course, Firefly ends. They make Serenity, and Alan Tudyk's character Wash dies. So the question then becomes like, so speculation's going rampant. They're reviving it. Wait, is Serenity canon? Are they just going to say Serenity's not canon because now Alan Tudyk's back? Are they going to do a prequel show? Well, no, because they're all older now, and two, the doctor and his sister were part of the videos, I believe. Right, that they were not their doors were knocked on, so they're part of the cast. Again, as we established earlier in the show, we're horrible with names. So it's like, well, what are they going to do? Okay, revival show. Maybe Serenity's not canon. Let's go. The next day, Nathan Fillion releases a video of him just talking. And basically, they are doing an animated revival show. And they need a company to pick it up. So he's asking, pretty please, everyone like this and show them that we want this. We're doing Firefly. We're back. Summer Gal is and Sean Mayer are the people I'm thinking of. Simon and River.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So they're part of the cast. So
Yeah, I mean
animated show doesn't have
everybody's back except for obviously we lost Ron Glass a
Ron
few
Glass.
years back,
Yes.
and I was kind of hoping he was going to show up and knock on Mark Shepard's door too. Badger.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah.
One of the
Yeah,
greatest
exactly.
villains of TV antagonists of all time. I would love
One of
for
one of the Mark Shepard, one of the best sci-fi TV show reoccurring character actors. That would have been
100%.
so fun if Badger. If they do a Badger, will definitely be in it.
Even
He'll
if he had just ding dong ditched Mark Shepard, like
That's funny. No, what you do now is you do Mark Shepard knocking on Nathan Fillion's door, like, "Hey."
in his bowler hat.
Yeah, exactly. So they're doing an animated revival show, which people have asked for years for a Firefly revival. But of course, Josh Whedon apparently has zero involvement in the show. And actually, it goes deeper than that. There were two other writers that wrote the
Tim
episodes with
Minear.
Josh.
Tim
Yeah,
Minear's not back.
not back. So, well, okay, it's kind of like, oh, that's exciting. Oh,
Right. And to me, the
all right
obvious
then.
choice, if we can't have Joss, then why not go after Jed Whedon? Or even Jed and Marissa Tanchuan, his wife,
Yeah,
who were the showrunners for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Like, they're more than
right.
capable of doing this.
Of course, Josh Whedon has been canceled. We don't need to get into all that, but he's going to have nothing to do with this. Same thing. That's funny enough. There was a Buffy the Vampire that was working on that had also no involvement from Josh Whedon, and that has Sarah Michelle Gellar made a video. I was like, yeah, it's not happening. Which they actually shot that pilot, I believe.
Yeah.
Or more. They shot more than, because I saw the James Masterson panel at
Fan Expo.
At Fan Expo. Yeah, and he was talking about how they'd done so much work on the show and they were so excited. Apparently, the only thing that they shot though was the pilot, and Hulu decided not to pick it up. So now she's trying to get. She's like, anybody looking to pick it up? That'd be great.
Yeah. But they had a problem. There's also been the stuff that's come out over the last 48 hours or so of a particular executive, I don't know who it is, that was one of the people in charge of the show that apparently just couldn't stop bragging about how they had never seen the show, didn't know anything about the show, didn't care about the show. Robert Meyer Burnett has shared what was supposedly a final page of a script for the show. If it's real, it sounded like they have people making the show that didn't know the original and didn't care to know it. And that's not a new thing. We've seen that a lot with reboots. That's one of the main reasons these reboots fail, is because you get people that don't care about the original. They want to take that IP and make it theirs. And
and they got to put their spin in it.
Now, Tara Butters and Mark Guggenheim, who they've brought on to write this, and I guess they're the showrunners, or they at least wrote the pilot. I think they officially were listing them as the showrunners, which means they're probably not meant to be the long-term writers if it gets picked up. I mean, Tara Butters just doesn't have a tremendous amount in her bag. She's a little bit of Dollhouse. They worked in some capacity. Both worked in some capacity on Firefly. But I mean, Mark Guggenheim is the guy that destroyed the Arrowverse.
Really?
And this is the guy that took over Arrow after season. Well, this is the one that took over Arrow after season 1.
Oh my gosh.
And kind of destroyed that. He's also, and I'm not going to repeat them here, I can't actually even say it on here without potentially getting flagged, some crack when he was writing Spider-Man comics, some cracks that he made about Mary Jane that are far less than savory.
What was his name again?
Mark Guggenheim. It's M-A-R-C.
Okay. Okay, I got him. Let's see, what Spider-Man comics did he write?
I am going to, while you're looking that up, I'm going to jump on Twitter, because I've got one of those articles pulled up, and I'm just going to drop you an article about one of them on Twitter.
Okay.
But, he's an odd guy, and he's a very polarizing guy. Not that Joss Whedon wasn't.
Right.
But let's be clear here. I've seen a lot of people out there over the last few days trying to claim Firefly it's like everything else. The political sides want to try to grab it.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is that Joss Whedon, despite being a far leftist, wrote in this what's one of the more like sort of anti-political libertarian shows ever put on TV.
I think that's fair to say. That's fair to say.
And it was because in the religious aspects of it, he's not a religious guy at all. But he
Mm-hmm.
always said, because people would ask, why did you, have Nathan carry the cross in the first scene of the first episode, and then he kind of puts it away and refuses to have anything. And it was because and why did you write a character like Shepherd Book? And it was because I'm not religious, but I'm intrigued by it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like Josh was willing to write sort of outside of his personal experience with Firefly, and I don't know that others are going to be so willing to do that.
Yeah, that's one of Josh's strengths
Yeah.
for sure as a writer. I was thinking about this the other day, a little off topic, but there's only been one person in the MCU who got the Hulk right, and it was Josh Whedon, and nobody's gotten it right since.
Yeah.
I desperately miss that because me and my wife love rewatching the first Avengers, second Avengers, anything Josh Whedon has anything to do with. We put that on. It's just on the TV. Throw it on Disney Plus. Let it go. And God, there are some amazing lines in those movies.
Yeah, there really are.
And in particular, the Hulk has never been done better than by Josh Whedon. But yeah, no, just back to writing. You're right. That's one of his strengths, and I don't see them doing that without him. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I'll give it a shot. If this movie, if this TV show gets made, which is another thing, is it's like, oh, it's not actually even made yet. If it gets made and picked up and put out there, I would definitely give it a shot.
Oh, 100%.
I'd love to give it a try.
100%.
I think an animated way could be a good idea. The question is, when does this take place? Is Serenity not canon? Okay, let's say Serenity.
Yeah, so they're putting it between the movie and the show.
Okay. Did they say that?
And I had so Nathan didn't say that. I had somebody argue with me about this in the chat when I did my episode on Sunday, because he was like, "Well, they told you in the promo that it was going to be between," and I said, "No, they didn't." And I finally went and found it, and there's some other stuff, I think maybe over on IGN, where they stated it's between the series and the movie.
Okay.
And so I think that's what they're doing there, which I think is good. I think that's a safe place to play with this. Also, the other side of doing an animated, I said this the other day, look, if it's bad, it's way easier to just pretend like an animated show never existed than it is if they went and did live action. I mean, honestly. And somebody pointed out to me in the chat the other day, look, Star Trek, before Star Trek came back as movies, it came back as an animated series.
That's right.
And so this is, it's just make anything. And if it's good and successful, then the sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit. Now, I've looked into these Mark Guggenheim comics, and look, I read a lot of comic books. I don't remember everyone who wrote. I don't remember the author of every book that I read, right? But I start looking. Oh, I've read these books. I didn't remember that it was written by him, but I've read a few of these the only ones that I've read that he wrote are some really crappy X-Men comics called X-Men Gold.
Okay,
like real bad. I hate them. So. Oh, and then he wrote a bunch of Amazing Spider-Man back in the day, and is currently, just last year, wrote an Amazing Spider-Man Wolverine crossover that I have not read. But the only thing that I've read that he wrote that I can remember is these bad X-Men comics. So that doesn't give me much hope, but he's written a lot of freaking Marvel comics, like a ton. I'm scrolling through right now. Yeah. So, I'm sure they're not all bad. I'm sure some of them are pretty good if he keeps getting all this work, to be honest with you. But least based on my experience, not a fan of his writing.
Yeah. I mean, you know, maybe they're working, you know, the other thing we don't know is, are they working with some stuff that was, you know, some material that was laying around before everything ended? You know, are they just reworking a script? You know, we know that second season was written. Now,
Right.
how
We
much
also
of
know
that
like
ended up
Nathan
in the movie?
cares.
Do
Nathan
what?
cares. We also know
Nathan, and
Nathan cares.
that's to me the biggest part of this is that Nathan cares about this an awful lot.
Yeah. And he probably wouldn't do it without Josh Whedon's blessing.
Also, no, and he said in that promo, he said, first thing I needed Josh's blessing, and I got it.
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah, yeah.
And
Now, I wish
so
Josh was involved. I'd be a
I
lot more
do
excited
too.
if Josh was
I
involved.
look, I'm regardless of what Josh did, Josh didn't kill somebody. Like at some
Yeah.
point, like the man deserves a chance to like work again, right?
Yeah. So
You're
I remember whenever this was.
one of the greatest, at least in television, storytellers of a generation, and you just don't want him to write anymore.
Yeah, I remember, and I'm looking it up to see, is there anything else that happened that I'm forgetting that's more serious? No. Apparently, I don't mean to downplay anybody's issues that they've had with Josh, but I remember we talked about it when he was making Justice League, and right after Justice League, all the controversy happened. I remember us getting on the podcast, and I was like, did he like sexually assault somebody
No, I mean, so
or
basically,
something?
like
He's just an
everything came
asshole.
from he's an asshole, and that's not a surprise.
Yeah.
Like
Everything. The biggest one was actor Ray Fisher, who played Cyborg, was
it,
very upset.
which was basically, oh, he was mean to me.
Yeah, unprofessional and gross and unacceptable and
And then
abusive.
right, and then the stuff from a bitter ex-wife.
Yeah.
It's like,
Um,
yeah, like y'all had some bad marital issues. He cheated on you. He did all these things, but like, I don't know.
yeah.
Like, I
Gal
mean,
Gadot says that
it,
he threatened her career by saying that I'll make sure you never work again. He sounds like a real giant jerk. Sounds like a piece
yeah,
of crap.
he sounds like a Hollywood director.
Yeah. I don't necessarily want to have a beer with the guy, but like
No,
he's not a criminal.
right. And that's the thing is like, yes, he's an asshole. And yes, he's written some of the greatest episodes of television out there.
Yeah. And some of my favorite movies of all time too.
Right. I mean, you know, it's like, you know, I don't know. I sometimes the whole Hollywood thing seems to get there, like what's right, what's okay and what's not seems to be
Hmm.
situational rather than
Which
concrete. And
Buffy the Vampire Slayer has been described as one of the most important feminist TV shows of all time. So like that wasn't good enough to like earn him a little bit of
right,
credit from the Hollywood like people
right, and
who
right,
tend to care about that kind of stuff.
right. Yeah. I don't know. It just, it was like this perfect storm of a few things that came out and then a few other people, but the people that dogpiled on him, it was, yeah, it was like, oh, he was mean to me,
Mhm.
or oh, he hit on such and such on set, or he,
Yeah.
you know, threatened my career. And it's like, I mean,
Interestingly,
the thing is like I don't have like a big issue with Gal Gadot, but a great actress she is not.
yeah, I think I don't know.
And
I'm about to be very mean. I'm about to be very mean. Um, he has worked with some of the best actors in TV, and none of them had anything to say.
that's the thing is Josh, and I was
Sarah
talking about
Michelle.
this the other day, is you have all of these people that surround Josh through all the years of television he's made. You get a writer's strike, and Josh says, hey, y'all want to get together and just like make an indie film, and they make Dr. Horrible. And it's like, and all these people turned up to do it.
Hmm.
Because, you know, they weren't like, you know, it was just something they got together and did because they couldn't work. And then he
Yeah,
decided, I want to make a, Much Ado About Nothing. I want to do a Shakespeare movie. And it was a pure indie film. It's all him. It's just his thing. And everybody just turned up to do it for him. At some point, you're like, man, all these people that obviously enjoy working with the man. Like, I feel like there's a disconnect somewhere. And it's like, yeah, I don't have any doubt the man's an asshole. Like, I really don't. I've seen stuff he
Yeah.
used to, when he used to post on Twitter. Like, the guy could be an asshole for sure.
Yeah.
But, I don't know that that is enough reason to just not have him able to write
Yeah.
anymore.
I'd also like to point out, I was saying like that the big TV actors, two actresses from Buffy did claim that he created a toxic environment.
Yeah.
But it was Cordelia and Tara claimed that but no details necessarily.
Right. And that was the thing, is
there
there was a lot of kind of like when Ray Fisher came out with his stuff, it was like a few other people like, oh yeah, he was mean. And it was like,
that was crazy. That was a crazy thing, because people are like, support Ray Fisher. We stand with you. And I'm like, well, what did he do? I'm thinking, did Josh Whedon like call you the N-word or something?
Right.
Like, what happened? And it's like, he was mean. And I'm like,
yeah.
I don't. Also, Ray was particularly, and I'm dogging on him. I'm being a jerk, but Ray specifically said he was mad that a lot of Cyborg stuff got cut when Josh came in. And I'm like, well, that's because nobody gives a shit about Cyborg, and he recognized that and needed to make room for, the Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Look, that movie sucks.
It does.
Josh Whedon's version of the movie sucks.
Mm-hmm.
But like, having more Cyborg in it was not going to make it any better.
The thing is I don't like either version of that movie. And I think Josh was tasked was given an almost impossible task in trying to fix a movie that was shot by someone else mostly.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, I don't think it wasn't like, oh yeah, Josh ruined Justice League, and then the Snyderverse came, the Snyder cut came out, and it was like, oh yeah, see how bad Josh is. It's like, no, they're kind of both bad.
Yeah.
Like, they're kind of bad in different ways, but like, they're both bad.
It's kind of interesting. I didn't forget, but I reminded. Oh yeah, he wrote comics too, and wrote some pretty amazing comic books.
Yep.
For Marvel. He hasn't done any of that either. What's he been doing? What's going on? Is there something worse going on that like only people in Hollywood know about? Because like, I don't know, Kevin Spacey's still making movies, man.
Yeah.
So what did Josh Whedon do?
I honestly think I would say the fact that Josh hadn't done anything, I think that he just like basically just picked up and went home. Like,
I think it's gotta be.
And right. I start to get, and it kind of makes me wonder, like, is he just completely done with it and he has no interest in coming back?
Right.
And I think that's a shame too.
Yeah,
but,
is.
That's hope, maybe 5 years from now, 10 years from now, maybe he comes back. Maybe this whole Firefly thing takes off and then they get ready to do something live action and he comes back. Who knows? But whatever it is, like, I would assume that some of his staying away at this point is his decision. Because I have a real hard time imagining that he couldn't find something to do.
Right, because like, I'm just for example, Woody Allen made a movie not that long ago.
Right.
Like, made a couple.
There are people working in Hollywood that have done far worse things than we know about anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And
true. Yeah. That's not even. Yeah.
This day and age, like, I have a real hard time believing that if he had done some really heinous things, we wouldn't all know about it.
Right. Yeah. Also, like, you make a good point of like, how many people working have done even worse things. If you're trying to like, real talk, if you're trying to like morally object to bad people, you probably should not ever watch a movie ever again. Pretty much. But you can't live that way. So you've got to like accept some things and go on. This is getting out of hand. The point is, Josh Whedon is not working on Firefly, and that really lowers my interest level.
It does. It also lowers my expectations. The thing that keeps me excited about it potentially, keeps me at least cautiously optimistic, is is Nathan.
Yeah. Which is
Like
also really
that's it.
weird
Like
that, like, at this point, Nathan is probably one of the biggest TV actors.
he is. And Nathan's always been one of those guys that's kind of gotten sidelined as a TV actor. And like,
Yeah.
I kind of hope that the Superman movie might,
Hmm.
you know, show some people like, look, the dude can do just as well on the big screen.
And
Like,
he's going to be in Lanterns.
yeah, but I mean,
Um,
he's a presence on screen, whether it's TV or movies.
yeah. And just in terms of TV in the TV world, The Rookie is freaking huge
Absolutely,
as a TV show. It
it
is
is.
one of the biggest TV shows, and so it's like when the star of that says, "Hey, let's do something." I don't know why. It's honest. Even before that, like it's like, dude, people have been saying we will watch a Firefly remake for years. No studio ever bothered to do it.
But that's the
I
other
don't
thing
understand.
when you look at this now, like it's taken all this time to get anything Firefly made, but you look at it and you go, yeah, they were all kind of like they weren't unknowns, but they were more small time actors when this first
Mhm.
started, other than Ron Glass, of course. And
Yeah,
I mean, when you have a thing where like Adam Baldwin might have been your biggest name other than Ron Glass,
yeah,
and and you so you take that and you go, look at the star power on like watch an episode of Firefly and look at the star power.
yeah. Like, wasn't who played the
Gina,
redhead?
uh, oh, that's
I liked. Was it Bryce
oh,
Dallas Howard or
no, no.
someone who looks like Bryce Dallas Howard? Because she's got a bunch of doppelgangers, I think.
Who? Let's see.
You know who I'm talking about
Yeah,
too.
it's Saffron.
Yeah.
Uh, uh,
I got it right
I
here.
yeah, I'm gonna feel stupid. It's Christina Hendricks,
Right? Yeah, who's now a much bigger actress.
right?
Um,
But I mean, even if you look at the main characters, I mean, obviously some of them never blew up, but you've got Marina Baccarin, you got Gina Torres, you got Nathan Fillion, and Alan freaking Tudyk.
yeah,
Like those four have been a staple of entertainment since.
yeah, absolutely. Especially Marina Baccarin. She's a huge like Hollywood actress now, and she's
She
been in
is,
a
but I mean,
ton of
gosh,
stuff.
she is. But I mean, think about Alan Tudyk and the things he's
Yeah.
done since.
Right. I just meant yeah, he's huge, but he's like mostly voice acting. I think has been his
Yeah,
biggest
he
stuff.
does a lot of voice acting. But I mean,
Well,
he
like
also had, I
Marina's
mean, Resident Alien's a fantastic show.
true. It is. But Alan Tudyk is just like everybody. He's pretty close to the household name.
Yeah.
And then
It's
of
like,
course,
yes, it was voice acting, but also, yes, it was in a Star Wars.
yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, it was. And even other than that, I mean, actually, it's a lot of voice acting. I'm trying to find what he's done live action stuff too. That was very popular. His face is quite well known. I'm just saying, it is crazy they haven't done this yet. Now, Nathan, I think even in the promo said the reason they're not doing live action is because everyone's too busy.
Well, I mean, obviously, you
One of the
can't
reasons.
do. So a show like, I know Marina Baccarin's on a show too. Gina Torres is usually on something. I'm not sure if she's active right now. And I know that Alan Tudyk they were trying to find a new home for Resident Alien. I don't know where that is.
Mhm.
But I mean, a show like The Rookie, that takes six, maybe as much as 9 months out of the year to shoot.
Gina Torres is currently the star of 911.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. So those shows, I mean, they're busy at least 6 months out of the year shooting a show. They're not going to take the other 6 months and shoot another show.
And Nathan Fillion, I mean, he's probably going to be in the next Superman movie as well. And then they're
Right.
probably working on like a Justice League of America or something like that. That he's going to be wrapped up with. Nathan Fillion's going to be doing the Rookie and then going to film DC, then doing the Rookie, then going to DC
Hmm.
for a while. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's busy. Gina Torres, 911, another pretty huge show.
So like,
Alan Tudyk's always doing something.
right. So a live action show was never really in the cards unless it was going to be like a 3 episode thing.
Right.
You weren't going to do even you weren't even going to do 10 episodes or even 8. Like that's 6 months of work. And
Mhm.
so that was just really not in the cards. I was hoping for a movie. And that's what I'm still hoping eventually. Maybe this catches on. Maybe this proves to the networks that there's enough of us out here that want it to make another movie happen. I think that's best case scenario right now. But I wanted to ask before we do wrap up. So there's also the issue of the animation studio.
Hmm.
Have you looked at their stuff? Are you familiar with its Shadow
No,
Machine?
Shadow Machine. Let me look that up. I might be familiar.
Well, you're going to be familiar, but I'm not sure it's going to be in a way that you're going to be, oh, yes, they're making Firefly. Like,
Let's see.
so Shadow Machine is Robot Chicken.
Okay. Oh, okay.
They've done a lot of other stuff. Basically, everything that I looked at, I knew a few of their things, but basically everything that I looked at, now granted, I didn't look at it all. They've made a lot of stuff, but everything that I looked at was essentially looked like something on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim.
Yeah. So, BoJack Horseman is an amazing show, and I like the animation, but not like it's not an action show.
Right.
You
When
know
they
who they
first
should
started
do?
talking about this, I was like, I want something that looks like Star Wars Rebels.
That yeah, that's a great one. I agree. That would be great. You know what else would be great? And maybe I'm just a weeaboo, but anime.
Yeah.
I think an anime style Cowboy Bebop,
Yeah,
which
no, I mean that's another great option.
which
I
they have
just
said, which Josh Whedon was not opposed to saying Cowboy Bebop inspired Firefly in many ways. It's a very
right.
similar show.
Yeah.
Um, that would be incredible if you did it like that sort of style.
So
And
and maybe they will. Maybe they'll surprise me, but when I looked through the animation house's catalog, I went, so we have a CW writer making an animated show that looks like it belongs on Adult Swim. Like
yeah, that's a
that's
good
what I'm
point.
really concerned we're getting.
Yeah, I would much prefer my top choice would be like a Star Wars animated style.
Yeah.
Second would be anime, uh, then this, and then I'm just glad they're not going to do. Look, I liked What If. I liked the animation in What If.
Hmm.
I don't want that for anything else. like
No.
I liked it for what they did in What If. I would hate to see something like that. Uh, but we'll see. You're right. Maybe they'll surprise.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll.
maybe they'll blow us away. I don't know. But that's I'm not sold on the writers and I'm not sold on the animation studio.
Yeah.
Um,
What if it's stop?
but
What's the?
but I know the property has a ton of potential. Everybody came back. Nathan's excited about it.
Mhm.
So, I'm here for it, but if it's bad, I'm going to be real quick to say so.
Yeah. My top choice would just be a movie and just make a movie. That's actually like I've been watching the one live action One Piece on Netflix and I'm really enjoying it. But I'm like, why don't we just make a few movies? It doesn't. Why are you adapting this story? Just make a movie about the Straw Hat Crew doing something fun. Because you're adapting a story that is not going to work out because it is such a long story. But by the time you get to the ending of it, these supposed to be teenage actors are going to be in their 60s. So maybe just make some movies. More, we need to make more movies. Just make
Yeah.
some more. Make a Firefly movie. Don't worry about where is it set and what's going on. Just make a movie about a thing that happens, and it's fun and it's great. We have a good time and it's cool. Because what are we gonna do? Continue the story of Firefly? Not if it's taking place between the show and Serenity.
Yeah, I mean, there's room in there for some stuff, but it's limited.
Yeah, it's just gonna be some adventures because if it all leads to Serenity, well, we know where it's going.
And I'm
So
honestly fine with that. I think with this I'm kind of way more down for some like adventure episodes,
yeah,
some
they
bottle
should.
episodes, things that don't necessarily try to
Yeah.
mess with the lore at all.
I would love it if that happened and it's great and there's some show and then we get a movie It doesn't have to be a go to theaters movie either. Okay, you can put it on streaming. Just a movie that's like them now after Serenity, and of course they all look older, so you do a time skip. And then Alan Tudyk, he could be in that one, but like I don't know. It's like no, you can't do flashbacks. They all look old. Alan can't be in that one. Sorry, Alan, you can't be in the movie because you died. But you got to do your favorite thing, which is voice act in an animated show. And now we make a movie with everybody else.
Yeah,
that we fully wrap up the story.
Yeah,
fully done. Whatever, taking down the government, finally answering about. I haven't watched Firefly in a while. Like
I would. I mean, but I would love to see like what is the fallout of the movie. Like,
yeah, because a lot of huge things happened, and I don't know. Do we still have answers? Do we still have questions lingering in the air about like about River?
yeah,
We got. Let's wrap that up, and do a fun movie about that, and let's see. Oh, let's see. Nathan Fillion and Marina's character kiss. God dang it. Let's do that. And that's the movie, and then it's over. That's what I say.
Marisha is in the chat just as we're trying to wrap up here. Hello, Marisha.
Disney, just do it exactly. Do a Disney Plus movie.
Yeah,
Be great.
100%. It didn't have to be a theatrical release.
And then we're done. And then everyone can shut up. and then we can stop bothering you about it. And Nathan can go be a Green Lantern.
Hey there, sci-fi fans. We hope you enjoyed this clip from a previous live stream of the Science Fictionary podcast. We hope you'll go check out other episodes. We hope you'll hit that like and that subscribe button. And please go check out all of our friends over at the Red 5 Network. And as always, may the Force be with you.